Alright everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is Wednesday night. Trying something a little bit different this week. So early on, if you watched any of my first videos when I was posting, I said I really had two goals for this channel. One was personal for me. I kind of wanted to document my investment journey, kind of where I was putting my money, why I was doing it as a way to reflect and look back. And then the other thing was also kind of to share tips and tricks and things that I've learned, just to kind of help others grow. Now that I've gotten into the new year and we're putting money in our Roth IRA, I really haven't gone back to the Robinhood account, and it's something that I want to kind of continually look at and share. So, instead of making the videos longer and adding on to what I'm already doing, I've just decided that Wednesday nights I'm going to do a recap, kind of look at where I'm at over the last week. Talk about where I'm investing my money if I am adding funds in. If not, just kind of go over how the portfolio is going. So you'll have to provide feedback in the comments below as to what you think. Really, this is going to be simple and just a walkthrough of my Robinhood account is, like I said, just a way for me to reflect back on how it's going. So the other thing that I'm going to say as I get into this, which I say in all my videos, right, I'm not a professional stock broker. I'm not a professional. I'm not a day trader by nature. I really just got into Robinhood as a way to kind of invest some of my discretionary funds and try to look for ways just to make more money to do the things in life I wanted to do. So as I get into here, right, you can see I've got my account open. You'll notice here I've got my stocks sorted on the right. I'll just give a little bit of a walkthrough here for what I do and how I do it, just because this is the first time I'm posting a video like this. And as you'll notice here, I've got these kind of ascending, right? So I've got where I've got most of my money invested, like this VUG fund. I've got, a little over $6,000, in there. And then it works down to SPY, and it works down slowly into which funds I've got the least amount of money in. So as I walk through, and I'm not going to go through all these today. Maybe someday I'll do a video where I actually walk through all these different funds. But I've got a lot of different holdings right now. I think in total I'm probably somewhere between 25 to 30. But these are all the different companies of where I've got my money invested. And the strategy that I've been doing, which I really kind of like, it's been working well, is every time I add money in here, and I don't care if I'm adding $100 or if I'm adding $1,000, I try to do 60% of my funds into dividend stocks. So, more stable stocks with decent returns, but that are also paying me dividend income. I take 30% of my money and stick it into kind of market average funds. If you've seen any of my posts on Facebook or heard me talk about this in the past, I highly recommend this SPY. It's where I'm putting actually a decent amount of my holdings. You can see I've got over $4,000 in there. And then something new that I've been doing, kind of been doing for a while now, is I take 10% of that money and invest it into high risk companies. Probably the company that I've stuck the most into in that regard is this Plug Power here. But I kind of decided, hey, if I've got that stable base of dividend stocks and I've got the ETFs, the market average like SPY, right, being as young as I am, I want to take some risk or gamble at least a little bit with some of that to try and get some higher returns. And that's where that 10% comes in. And I like that I have the percentage breakdown for me personally, just because, it kind of protects myself, right? So I'm not jumping all in and investing all my money into high risk, but I'm also not playing it super safe. I kind of have a formula that I've been sticking to. And like I said, it works for me. So as I go through here, some of the other stuff that I wanted to talk about, I'm going to resort this. So instead of your equity, I want to look at total return. And I thought it'd be fun just to kind of look through some of these stocks and see how they're performing, right? So these ones that are higher, as you can see up here, right, the returns on them should be greater just because I have more money in them. But, some of the ones that really stick out to me is this Plug Power, where it shows that my total return right now is what, 1,079. I didn't start investing in them until I think December, and they have just been like on a tear. It's a company that I really believe in. I'll continue to stick money in them once I get more and have a chance and my Roth IRAs are filled. But as you can see, even right here, 178% it's up since we started investing. It's up to $1,684. I only put $605 in here. So the growth of this company has been crazy. And this hydrogen fuel cell company, I really think is here to stay. And I think it's going to do nothing but continue to grow. I really do think clean energy is the way of the future. That's a company I'll continue to be putting money in. And if I go back, Apple's been solid. This company as well, it's Taiwan Semiconductors, has been an awesome company. They've done really well for me. As I continue to go down and through some of these, Volkswagen, I think, is a company that's going to continue to do really, really well. I know if I just click on this one, something that I've talked about in previous videos, right now their share price is trading at $21.58. And this is going to be a stable company. I don't see it, growing like crazy, overnight like Plug Power has. But if you look even still, its fair value is still $30 a share. So there's a lot of room for growth. And I like that they pay out a decent dividend, right? Their dividend yield is 1.67, so that's pretty good. Yeah, and the other thing too is they've also been looking at starting to compete in electric vehicles, which I think will be key. But just with their infrastructure and how big of an organization they are, if they really commit to getting into electric vehicles, I think that's a good play for them, and they'll continue to grow. So they're another company that's been doing pretty well that I've, stuck a fair amount of money into. Another one of the more high-risk plays, this Grow Generations, has done well for me. I don't have a ton of money in there, but still doing well. And if I look through the rest of these, this is Ballard Power Systems. I can click on this one. This company, too, has been growing pretty well. It's another company similar to Plug Power, focused on alternate energy, but I did not invest in them until, I want to say, December 26th, and they're already up 48%. Right, so I put 300 in. It's already turned into 446. So I've made 146 bucks, and that's a pretty darn good return. Seeing as, like I said, I didn't really invest. I haven't even been in them for a month, or if anything, heck, it's a month today. So kind of interesting just to go through and look at the portfolio a little bit. And then the main reason or the main thing I wanted to do as I get in here is just kind of look at like, how have we been doing? So over the last day, not so much worried about that. But if I look at the last week, because I do want to pull this up every single week, for me, making 493 bucks, and that is solely off of appreciation of stocks, to me is pretty darn cool. And for those of you who are beginners or new to investing, right, you got to look at this here just as an example, right? We were up $551 at 9:10 a.m. if I look back at the last week. And literally by 10 o'clock, we were down 134 bucks for the week, right? So the reason why I show this is I still finished up for the week, get my mouse off of that, $493. So my point is, you can see it goes up, it goes down, right? But don't freak out, because in the long run, right, it does continue to go up. And I think that's what you got to do. If you're going to put your money in here, don't try to put it in for a week or buy one stock, time the market, and have it hope to be rich, right? You got to stay in here for the long haul. And if I click on a month, so just looking back again, we're up 2,300 bucks over the last month. And then for the big one, right, all time, we're up 19.9%. So for me, I think if I look at what was the first day we got in, July 7th, and I did not have very much money in at that time when I was starting out, right? All the way to where we are now, we're still only, a little over 6 months in, and we've made $4,600. So had a good week last week. We've actually had a good couple of weeks. We seem to be making kind of on average, and like I said, the market goes up and goes down, but we're making right now probably $50 to $150 a day. Kind of looking at our returns today, which have been pretty normal, right? We were up, 140 bucks today. So again, just really happy with these returns for being new at this and, just putting a little bit of money in here when we get the chance. But yeah, that's kind of our review for the week. And like I said, I'm going to go in and I'm going to do this every single Wednesday. So this will be something new. But if you're curious where we're investing our money or what stocks we're putting them in Robinhood, come back. I'd also be curious to get feedback. If any of you guys have watched this and you're traders on Robinhood, and you've got stocks that, are hitting well or maybe adjustments based on what I'm doing in my portfolio that you think we could make, post them in the comments. I'd love to hear back from you guys. And with that being said, we'll see you back here next week. Thanks for watching.